Good evening, folks. Welcome aboard. Right this way, please.
We can handle it from here.
Vince, you get in the top bunk. Hey, Earl, how you doing? You read about these Yankees? This Murderer's Row is really something.
What do you want to do about the girl?
The hell do I care? Take her home.
Take her home?
Now, what's the big deal? Take her home. Boys, get her cleaned up good?
Steve, what if she dies? She looks like she's gonna die.
Haven't you figured it out, Gentry? Doesn't matter if she dies. Nothing matters except me. I'm David Stevenson. I'm the law in Indiana. I'm the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. There's 6 million God-fearing Americans out there who follow me. I'm on my way to the top. And nothing can stop me. Nothing.
I've been right here by the phone, George, just like you asked me to be, but Madge hasn't called.
Yeah. Oh, and Eunice, thanks for your help in this. We really appreciate it.
We're doing everything we can, sir. We'll find her.
Clell.
What, are you tired, Mrs. Waltz? Would you like to get some to eat?
My daughter's been missing almost 3 days. I want to know if we should check the morgue.
Madge, is that you? Oh, my. Why are you carrying her? What happened?
Car wreck!
Car wreck? Is she badly hurt?
You better get a doctor.
Who are you?
Johnson.
You better get a doctor.
Oh, my. Oh. Madge, honey.
Where's Mom and Dad?
They're out looking for you. That's why I came over and I lied still. Let me get these things off of you.
Better get my mama.
Yes, honey, I'll get him right away. Right away.
She in her room?
Yes. What happened? He said something about a car wreck, but I don't know.
God.
We went with some friends.
George, she's ice cold.
Nasty bruises. How'd you get hurt, Maggie?
I don't remember. It was pretty dark.
It wasn't a car wreck. Look at her.
I got cut.
I'll call Dr. Kingsbury right away.
It'll be all right, love. It's gonna be all right, Maggie. It's gonna be all right. Well?
She didn't get those wounds from a car wreck. They looked like teeth.
I'll put out another pot of coffee. You can smell old coffee halfway down the block.
Who brought her home?
Man said his name was Johnson.
John, could I speak with her? I'd rather you didn't just yet. I gave her some morphine for the pain. Her lacerations are infected, but at this stage, they shouldn't be producing the kind of agony she seems to be experiencing. There's something inside her that's hurting her. If I knew what it was, I could fight it. When she comes around, talk to her. Would it be all right if I wait?
Oh, son, you've been an enormous help. I appreciate that. Why don't you go home now? Please. And you too, Eunice. Thank you for coming over.
I'll call Barbara. Madge would like her here.
That would be good. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for coming. Does it hurt, baby girl? Tell me what happened. The doctor doesn't know how to help you. He thinks maybe you've been poisoned. He needs to know if you took anything. You got to tell me. And he thinks those marks are teeth marks.
Don't listen to that. How could that be?
You don't have to be ashamed of me, Maggie. You don't have to be embarrassed about anything before me.
I am ashamed.
I love you.
He bit me. Oh, he did things.
Who, baby? Tell me who it was.
Steve. You bastard.
What? She was gonna blow your brains out.
Oh, girl.
It's getting better and better, Madge. It's getting better and better.
I don't care how much money the bastard has. He can't do something like this and get away with it. Not even here in a town where he owns the damn police.
You can have him arrested by filing a citizen's complaint. All you have to do is swear out charges, and the police must act upon them.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll go to the police with you. With Dr. Kingsbury's report, they'll have no choice but to arrest him.
I don't want him just arrested. I want him convicted. I want him hanged.
Yes, you gentlemen have a problem?
We're filing complaints for crimes committed against Mr. Oberholzer's daughter. I've outlined them here.
And what kind of crime?
Mr. Oberholzer's daughter was raped and beaten. We're filing charges for assault, aggravated assault, attempted rape with intent to kill, aggravated rape, kidnap, and mayhem.
My God, against who?
David C. Stevenson.
Who?
It's, this bastard right here.
Boyd! Boyd, they're arresting him!
Oh!
They're arresting David Stevenson.
What did he do?
Do we know what she took?
Bichloride of mercury.
How much?
A lot.
And then there were the convulsions and the vomiting.
She's probably gotten most of it out of her system. If she survived this long, it's a good sign.
George, would you excuse us?
Oh, sure.
Let's see what else we're dealing with.
Note the bruising and the lacerations.
Somebody beat the hell out of this girl. Bite marks and flesh tears evidenced on both breasts, stomach, inner thighs. Hematoma present with the contusions. Indication of at least 2 cracked ribs. She appears to have been chewed. My Lord, what kind of animal did this?
Can I get a copy of that? I want to send one home to my mother. Show what an innocent man looks like.
Did you do it, Mr. Stevenson? Is it true that you raped Madge Oberholzer?
You boys know I've got enemies. You know there's people out to get me. I went out with Madge Oberholzer a couple of times. I didn't much like her.
Well, I just came down to let Steve and the loyal voters of the state know that his friends haven't lost faith. And I want each and every one of you to know that right now, as I speak, the wheels of justice have been set into motion.
In an inspiring show of solidarity and power, the Ku Klux Klan marched on Washington today. White-robed Klansmen flooded the streets of our capital city in the most impressive parade since the end of the Great War.
It was a hell of a show. People for miles. We should all be proud.
More importantly, how are the local Claibornes responding to the indictment?
With the loyalty of true knights. Now, the New York Times is paying attention, and some of the other Jew newspapers, but most of them are ignoring it so far.
Get some people down there. I want to be kept up to date.
We have people there already.
Not Steve's people. My people.
In Washington, D.C., hooded Klansmen tore down Pennsylvania Avenue toward this nation's capital. The march was intended as a show of unity with Ku Klux Klan leadership, including Indiana Grand Dragon David Curtis Stevenson, who was recently brought up on criminal charges in his home
Mr.
state.
Overholser?
Klan members say that Stevenson is being railroaded in a political effort to destroy their cause.
Son of a horse got the whole damn country behind him.
It's a lot to be up against.
Well, Stevenson is going to trial, not the damn Ku Klux Klan.
Well, I'm not sure you can separate the two anymore. There's been a prosecutor assigned to oversee the case.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Is he good?
I don't know.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, he's tried a couple of assaults and a couple of grand theft auto. There was a gambling case once.
Once?
Yeah, and he won. Most of them. He just hasn't got a lot of experience, that's all.
Oh, damn it, Clem. It's going to take a big gun to bring this Stevenson down. You know that. Everybody knows that. Only they've got no interest in bringing him down, do they?
He's a man with a lot of power, Mr. Overholser. A case like this could end a man's career if Stevenson comes out on top.
Who is going to prosecute, Clem?
Me?
Clell, you're a good boy, and I appreciate everything you've tried to do. But I gotta tell you, this makes me damn mad. It makes me damn mad you're just a sacrificial lamb. This Stevenson's gonna chew you up.
Mind if I come in?
Spruce up, Maggie. Eligible male on the premises.
Hi, Larry.
Hi. We had David Stevenson arrested, Madge. They put me in charge of prosecuting the case.
I know. I heard Daddy yell about it.
Madge, I need to hear the things you told your father. You get tired, you feel weak. I'll stop whenever you want, but I need to hear everything that happened. I want to write it down. I can't prepare a case if I don't know what happened.
Would it help if I stayed, Maggie? And wrote it down for Chloe? Does that make it easier?
Is there gonna be a trial?
Yes.
Will I have to describe what he did to me in court?
In front of a jury. Yes.
You sure know how to show a girl a good time. I'm going to die, Cleo.
No, you're not. You're gonna beat this, and we're gonna put Stevenson away. And I promise you that, Madge. Why don't you start by telling us what happened after you got off the train? Here you go.
I'll kill you. You yell, you scream, you do anything, I'll kill you. You understand?
I need some new clothes, Steve. I can't go around like this, please.
Yeah, sure. You gotta look nice. I'm gonna use you 2 or 3 more times. Clink. Take her in there. Get her whatever she wants. Go on. You got to pay now.
Let me go, Earl.
Steve's waiting for you.
I can't go through that again. Please, just let me go. I'll do whatever you want.
I'm not gonna go up against the old man, Madge. I just do what he says.
Can we go to the drugstore, Earl? I need something feminine.
Sure. We can do that.
Try and breathe nice and even. Deep breaths. Better now?
Pain comes closer together. You think maybe I'm pregnant?
Infection's gotten worse, Madge. You've got what they call nephritis.
What's that? Something good? Come on, fellas. I don't have all day, do I?
You're going to die, Madge.
A little different when you hear it.
Clell Henry.
We've tried everything. The infection's gotten worse, Clell. I thought you should know.
Well, I'm almost finished with the transcription of her statement. She'll have to sign it.
You'd better hurry.
Grady, how much of this is hearsay?
None of it. I've got a buddy on the force. It's all true.
It's good writing. I'm not going to run it.
It's an important story. No one else is covering it. We both know why.
If the girl recovers, she's had enough shame. If she dies, we'll have plenty of time to run this story. Come on, hold on to this.
Was I asleep?
We have the notes here, Madge. We want to read them back to you.
Sure, Barb.
If we got anything wrong, tell me and I'll change it. When it's just right, I want you to sign it. I, Madge Oberholzer, being in full possession of my mental faculties and conscious that I'm about to... that I'm about to die.
You're doing fine, Chloe. Don't stop now.
Make as my dying declaration the following statement.
Pass more of that roast beef, would you? This is delicious. You know, it occurs to me that these fools are really going to make me stand trial for this.
Never convict you.
No way.
I need a criminal lawyer.
I know just the man. He's the best, world class. I could have him stop by if you want.
That's real good of you, Ed.
Hey, buddy, you bet. Listen, floozy like this figures she's got something coming that she's not. So she makes these kind of charges against you. Every man at this table is a target for something like that. She can't get away with it, right?
You're a good friend, Ed. I appreciate it.
Gentlemen, any way we can lose?
I am sure that I will not recover from this illness. And that death is very near to me. And I have made all of the foregoing statements as my dying declaration. And they are true. That's all of it.
Yes.
Is everything I read to you true and accurate?
I hope it's legible.
It's fine, Madge.
Why'd you do this to me, Barb?
He won't do this to anyone else. I promise.
Dear Clell.
I love you.
I'll get her parents.
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. How difficult these words of Job are for us to accept in our sorrow. And yet the Bible tells us, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not on thine own understanding. For it is not given to us to fathom the workings of God's great plan. We must lean on our faith for that. Let us, therefore, honor Madge, not by our grief alone, but by reaffirming our faith. And thus, may greater things grow from smaller. May peace arrive from chaos. Through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. George. Call me if you need me. My prayers are with you.
This is not natural. Parent burying the child. The child buries a parent. That's natural. That's right. Who will bury us now?
I wish he didn't look at me that way.
Have you read the Star this morning? They're calling you the boy prosecutor. That can't give him much confidence.
Well, what about me?
I'm going home with him. I'll talk to you later.
Mr. Henry, Boyd Gurley, Indianapolis Times.
Oh, no, this isn't a very good time, Mr. Gurley.
I know that, and I'm sorry, but I do have to talk to you.
I'm sure you do.
I'm told you just raised the charges against Stevenson to murder. How come?
Because that's what he did. David Stevenson murdered Madge Oberholzer. Now he's going to answer for it.
28-year-old woman who takes poison by her own hand. You're going to have to be very good to prove it was murder.
You a lawyer or a reporter?
I've covered a trial or two.
I'm going to give the jury the truth. What else can I do, Mr. Gurley?
Son, that is the most naive statement ever to cross a lawyer's lips. Do you know who you're up against?
My name's David Stevenson. My friends call me Steve.
Have in.
Gentlemen like some coffee?
No, thank you.
My lawyers tell me I need another lawyer. Ed Jackson says you're the best there is.
That's true.
Not like a confident man. I'm gonna need a confident man to defend me against these outrageous charges.
You killed that girl?
I swear to God Almighty by everything that's in me as a man, I did not.
Did you kidnap her, rape her, do any of those things they said you did?
Madge Oberholzer and I were lovers. Things weren't working out the way she wanted them to. You know what they say about a woman scorned.
saw you speak once, a union hall up in Gary, jam-packed with steelworkers and their wives and kids. Spoke for 2 hours, and those people didn't make a sound. You held them spellbound. If you can move a jury like that, you've got it made.
What about Gentry and Klink?
2 loyal fellows who have done no harm. If you represent me, you'll be representing them. I'll need your help. I'm rich, I'm famous, and this is going to be a famous case.
I don't know the facts yet, Mr. Stevenson.
Call me Steve. Steve.
I'll have to review the evidence, but I don't see a problem. The girl admitted she took poison by her own hand. It's suicide.
We just want to get an idea. Sir, we realize the very distressed.
You've got nothing to say.
You've got to have something.
You can get anything you want in the court. Nothing to say here.
What do you think? Sir, can't we just get a minute to talk? Henry! Look! Mr. Henry! Mr. Henry, look! You're on over there. Big gun, Mr. Henry. How are you going to know about Bobby, sir? What do you think? Everybody can interrupt.
Mr. Henry?
Yeah.
We haven't had the pleasure, have we?
No.
Half Inram.
Mr. Ingram.
Relax, son. This won't take long.
Didn't think you looked so young. You're so scared.
Scared is good. Shows he's thinking.
All rise. Hear ye, hear ye. The Superior Court of Indiana is now in session. The Honorable Judge William Sparks presiding.
Be seated. Be seated. Looks like an armed camp in here. Mr. Inman, isn't it appropriate for the accused to be present at his own trial?
It's my intention to address that in our opening moments, Your Honor.
Very well. Well, we have a lot of ground to cover before jury selection, gentlemen, so let's get down to business. Mr. Inman, I have decided and ruled prior to motion that bail will not be granted as inappropriate where the charge of murder is under consideration.
It'll hit the fan now.
No objection, Your Honor.
What? Well, that's a very cooperative view, Mr. Inman. Are there any motions you'd like to make at this time?
Quite a few, Your Honor, but I'm afraid they're inappropriate until a more pressing issue is addressed.
Very well, sir.
You've already noticed the security guards present. I'd like you to take a look at these death threats. Some of them quite descriptive in their mania. 2 going so far as to state that Mr. Stevenson would be murdered where he sat here in the courtroom. Now, because of this, I'm forced to move for a change of venue out of Indianapolis to a more controllable environment.
Your Honor, may I see those?
I've compiled a list of 3 towns, all within an easy drive of Indianapolis, and pray that you'll choose one as an alternative court site.
Your Honor, those sites are Highton, Greentown, and Noblesville. Each and every one a Hoosier town of the finest.
The jury. The bastard's trying to load the jury.
Your Honor, to say that a defendant cannot be protected here in Indianapolis, our capital city...
Those death threats seem very real to me, sir.
And now Your Honor realizes why I could not allow my client to appear today, out of a grave concern for his safety.
Grave concern?
Motion granted, Mr. Inman. I'll grant you your change of venue. This court will reconvene in exactly 1 week's time in Noblesville, Indiana. Court adjourned.
All rise.
You can't believe those threats he sent him himself. All right, all right. If we're gonna traipse all over the backwoods, we might as well let this son of a whore go right now. This lunatic raped and murdered my little girl. What the hell is going on here? You're not up to this, boy.
I tell you, son, didn't take long at all, did it?
Mr. Stevenson, let me in. Mr. Stevenson, how long do you think the trial will last, sir? Do you mind standing trial here in Noblesville, sir?
I'm proud to stand trial here. We've got some of the best people in America right here. I love Noblesville. And Noblesville is going to set me free.
All right, Mr. Cage. Tell us your name and swear you'll answer all our questions truthfully.
Pete Cage, I swear.
You know why you're here?
Reckon you wanted to see if I would be a fit juror.
I reckon you're right. Now, these two lawyers here are going to ask you some questions. And if it looks like you'll make a good juror, I'm going to have you sit over there.
Ain't no one over here.
Not yet, no. All right, Mr. Henry.
Mr. Cage, do you know who David Stevenson is?
Reckon?
Who do you reckon he is?
Reckon he's about the finest man that ever walked this land.
It's being said Steve's conduct hadn't been Klan-like.
Is this from our people or is this rumors?
It's our people. The more they nose around, the more they hear talk of heavy drinking. Whoring, they say Steve's even involved with the bootleggers.
How are the Indiana Clavins reacting?
There is concern. There are those who wonder if these stories might not be true. Our membership has just passed 8 million. Something like this could destroy our progress.
Something like this could destroy us completely. If the people lose faith in us, we have nothing. Remember that. Maybe I can lend a little support of my own.
You, sir.
What Noblesville needs is Klan Day.
Abel Parks. Mr. Abel Parks, number 48. You Abel Parks?
He won't be coming in here to be no juror. I came here to tell you that.
When you're called, you got to come. That's the law.
Not Abel. He's dead.
Hell, I saw him just last week.
He's dead! So he won't be coming in here to be on no jury.
Bailiff, call your next prospective juror.
Number 49.
Oh, you're 5 days into jury selection, you've still got nobody. I'd say that makes things look pretty good for the other side.
Good for the other side would be a bunch of Klansmen getting up on the stand and lying. That's not happening.
No, people are lying because they don't want to sit in judgment.
I want good people on the jury.